Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
This is the closing bell on the Stock Movers Report. The companies making moves at the close of U.S. trading with Carol Massar, Tim Stenovec, Romaine Bostick, and Scarlet Fu.
If you dig into the S&P 500, we've seen more names in the index higher today. 372 names to the upside, 130 to the downside.
Absolutely, and that is reflected in the IMAP as well, which looks at the S&P 500 and its 11 industry sectors. And you can see that the decliners here are really pretty small slices of the market. REITs are down about 0.6%. Consumer staples, a traditional haven, defensive group, down about 0.2%. The outperformers here, communication services up almost 1.8%, energy and consumer discretionary each gaining more than 1%.
All right, everybody, let's get to some of the individual gainers. And first, ticker FUL. We're talking about HB Fuller.
What'd you say?
I said FUL.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey,
she would never to you, Romaine.
All right, that stock, wow, up almost 11% in today's session. Stock up after Citi maintained its neutral rating and $62 price target for the paints and coatings maker, noting better than expected volumes and strong engineering adhesive margins. Keep in mind that the company last night boosted earnings per share guidance for the full year that beat the average analyst estimate. So upbeat earnings, upbeat commentary. And so you've got HB Fuller, I'm not even going to say the ticker again, is definitely an outperformer. I'm going to go to Circle as well, because that one continues to kind of bounce around a little bit, but we did see some more outperformance. The stock rising in today's session, up another, 7.5% in today's session. That's after falling about 25% the 2 days prior. More players beginning to enter the stablecoin industry since the U.S. Senate passed stablecoin legislation. So we continue to see some interest in that one. There was also a note, our own Bloomberg Intelligence, Dick Shigera putting out a note and said, Circle's post-IPO surge and fresh interest from JP Morgan, Walmart, and Amazon suggests that stablecoins, blockchain-based tokens tied to traditional currencies, are moving from the fringe into the financial mainstream. And so Circle certainly stands to benefit. And let me go to one more. Nvidia, just because, we saw this one again among the largest market cap companies out there. That was courtesy of that 4% gain yesterday, adding another 0.5%. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. And that one has bounced quite a bit from those April lows, and it's now up about 15% this year. But I think it's up about 50-60%. I had the number in front of me and I lost it.
I just add thanks for that, Carol. I'm going to add a couple of honorable mentions. QuantumScape up 34%, yes. And then we were watching Core Scientific. They closed up higher by 33% on the back of that speculation that CoreWeave might actually be interested in buying the company.
Okay. A difficult day to find prominent decliners. I do want to start with Micron. We reported those numbers after the bell yesterday. Down today by 1%. It was an outlook that wasn't quite rosy enough to keep that 2025 rally going, despite posting third quarter results and a fourth quarter forecast that did exceed estimates. It is still up around 49%, more than 49% so far this year. The company's high bandwidth memory sales are surging. The company, though, did not predict the kind of runaway growth that some investors were looking for. So we saw the stock decline today.
But it's like doubled since April 8th,
yeah,
right?
It's pretty remarkable. But, investors, they're looking for a lot right now. And look, the gains this year have been pretty amazing.
Well, the concern was, right, we just talked about that,
we
right?
did, yeah.
Yeah. About the prices and I'm sorry, I was listening.
That's okay.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted today.
Wow.
I was watching the S&Ps, seeing if it would close at a record high. Her mind's still on it.
Scarlett, man, I love you. Go ahead.
Okay. Scarlett mentioned REITs. Spot of red in the S&P 500 today. Equinix, the worst performer in the S&P 500 on a percentage basis. Right? EQIX is, you guys see what I have to deal with daily? But it's fine. I mean, Scarlett, you kind of deal with the same thing, right? I don't know.
Romaine interrupted? No,
yeah.
Never.
How dare you?
It slumped as much as 14% a little earlier in the session, but it's off its worst levels of the day to close down 9.6%. That was its biggest intraday decline since March of 2020. The company's long-term outlook disappoints investors. It resulted in at least 2 downgrades. This news was yesterday, though. The downgrades were first provided, or the targets rather, were first provided to Analyst Day Wednesday, resulting in a 9.1% drop. And finally, well, this is now a microcap. It used to be a small cap before today. Altimmune Inc. down 53%. A clinical stage biopharma company. Shares plunged. The company said a mid-stage trial for its experimental therapy for a fatty liver disease showed the drug was not significantly different from a placebo when treating fibrosis.
All right, let's take a look at where yields are. In fact, seeing continuing downdraft, particularly on the short end of the curve. This is the 8th straight day, actually, that we've seen the 2-year yield move lower, down about 7 basis points on the day. And we continue to talk about the steepening of that curve. You see that reflected in the 30-year yield, which, of course, only fell about 3 basis points, so about half of the move that we saw on the 2-year.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.